Hey girls, this is lesson number 5 based on Factorising Quadratic Trinomials 2, and it is based on your slide 13 in your PowerPoint, right? Which I'm going to actually do at that example myself, right? I am going to actually take examples I've decided from the exercise that's in your books on page 89 because I have the worksheet that I'm going to give you to do questions on. Okay, so example 1. It tells me to factorize each of the following, right? So factorize fully. And as example 1, we'll have 2x squared plus 5x plus 2. So what you'll notice here, the difference between, say, your previous quadratic trinomials is that now you have a coefficient other than 1 in front of x squared. So how we work this, right? Instead of bringing out the plus 2, I multiply 2 by plus 2 here, and that gives me plus 4. Okay, I then do the exact same steps that I'd normally do. So I take the plus 4, I remind myself what signs when I multiply them together will give me a plus. I'll say a plus times a plus and a minus times a minus. Okay, I'll then think about, okay, what when I do the factors of 4, I'll add them together then to give me 5. Okay, so do my factors of 4, multiply together to give me 4, and then I'm adding them together to give me 5. So let's do my factors. 1 times 4. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 plus 1 will give me 5. What sign is in front of the middle term? It's a plus, so I'm taking the 2 pluses. So that's a plus and that's a plus. Now, before you go down and put the brackets, we can't do that in this one because it's much longer. So what we do is we break plus 5 up into plus 1x and plus 4x, okay? So plus 1x and plus 4x. We then bring down the 2x squared, and I bring down the plus 2 that's here, okay? Then to factorize this further, right, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to group these two because I have 4 terms here, right, and group these two. Okay, so I look at what's common to these, and what can I take out? I can take out x. And what I'm left with then is 2x plus 1, okay? Because what are you multiplying x by to give you 2x squared? You're multiplying it by 2x. What are you multiplying x by to give you x is plus 1. I need to get the same bracket over here, remember. So what can I take out? Let's look at what's common here. The only common or factor here is going to be 2. And that will leave me with 2x plus 1. Because 2 times 2x will give me 4x. 2 times 1 will give me 2. Now, aren't these the same brackets? So that's like the highest common factor. So we put down that first, 2x plus 1. And we put down x plus 2. Now, for the first example here, I'm going to check my answer, okay? So checking or verifying, you could use that word as well. So verifying my factors, I suppose. They're both called factors now, right? They're like the factors of this expression. So let's multiply them out. So we'll have 2x plus 1 times x plus 2. Okay, so that will give me 2x times x plus 2, and then plus 1 times x plus 2. So remember, it's the first bracket multiplied into the second bracket, first bracket multiplied into the second bracket. So what you'll have here is 2x times x plus 2x times 2, move over second bracket, plus 1 times x plus 1 times 2. Okay, so this will give me 2x squared plus 4x plus x plus 2, and let's collect our like terms then, right? We need to get back to this expression here. So I have x squared here, I've no other x squares, I have an x here and an x here, and then I have a constant. So that will simplify then to 2x squared plus 5x plus 2. And is that what my original expression was, and I need to factorize it was? Okay, let's do another example. Okay, so what we have here then is we will say, I'll do another one. So 3x squared, actually no, I'll do 5a squared plus 9a plus 4. Okay, so remember here how to factorize. We multiply the 5 by the 4. Okay, and that's plus 20. I'm then getting the factors of plus 20 that I'll add together then to give me 9, okay? So we'll say plus times plus, minus times a minus. Let's go. 1 times 20 is 20. 20 plus 1, does that give me 9? No, it doesn't. Let's go again. 2 times 10 is 20. 10 plus 2, does that give me 9? No, it doesn't. Let's go again. 3 doesn't go in 4. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 plus 5, does that give me 9? Yes, it does. What sign is in front of the middle term here? It's plus. So I'm taking the 2 pluses in this case. Now again, because I have a coefficient other than 1 in front of a squared here, I'm separating this up. So this becomes plus 4a and plus 5a. Okay, I then bring down the 5a squared and I bring down the plus 4. Okay, right, at this point then, because you've got 4 terms here to factorize, group these two, group these two. Okay, so then what I have here is a. That's the only common factor here, isn't it? So I'll open up my bracket. What do I multiply a by to give you 5a squared? It'd be 5a. What do you multiply a by to give you 4a? It'd be 4. I need to get 5a plus 4 on this side. So 5a plus 4, any other factor, the only common factor is 1. 1, remember, is a factor of anything, but we're looking for the highest common factor, and yes, that is the highest common factor here. So what do you multiply 1 by to give you 5a? It would be 5a. What do you multiply 1 by to give you 4? It would be 4. So aren't these two brackets the same? That's like my highest common factor now here. So I put that down first and I put down the other bracket then. Okay. Let's do another example. Okay, so we will do 2x squared minus 3x plus 1. Now just be careful here. We have a minus in the middle. That's okay. Again, I have a coefficient other than 1 that's in front of x squared, so I'm multiplying the 2 by the 1 here. So 2 multiplied by 1, which is going to give me plus 2. Okay, so I have a plus times a plus or a minus times a minus, right? So I then need to get the factors of 2 that will add together to give me 3. Forget about this sign in the middle for a second. So remember, 2 is a prime number, so it only has 2 factors, 1 in itself. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 plus 2 will give me 3. What sign is in front of the middle term here? It's a minus, so I'm taking the 2 minuses. Okay? So then this becomes minus x minus 2. Okay? Minus 2x, sorry. So minus x minus 2x. Is that okay? I'm bringing down, remember, the 2x squared. I'm bringing down then the plus 1. Okay? So then, grouping these two. Okay, so be careful with your signs here. Right, let's look at these two terms here. What's a common factor? It is going to be x. And what I'm left with then is 2x minus 1. Okay, I need to get 2x minus 1 over here, right? So what's a common factor here? 1 is the only common factor, but think about here. I've got a minus here. So I need to get a minus in here somewhere. So if I took out minus 1, then what would you multiply minus 1 by to give you minus 2x? It will be just 2x. And what would you multiply minus 1 by to give you plus 1? It will be minus 1. And remember, these two brackets are the same now. So that's my highest common factor. Open up the other one then. And that's your answer. Okay, let's do another one of those ones. So this is example 4 then. So we'll say 5x squared minus 7x plus 2. Okay, so again, I'm multiplying the 5 by the 2. So 5 multiplied by 2, which will give me plus 10. Okay, it's a plus number. So I'm thinking about what are the factors that I'll multiply together to give me 10, and then add together then, sorry, just clean that, then add together to give me 7. Forget about the sign that's in front of the middle term again. So I have a plus times a plus will give me a plus, or minus times a minus will give me a plus. So 1 times 10. 10 plus 1, does that give me 7? No, it doesn't. Let's go again. 2 times 5 will give me 10. 5 plus 2, will that give me 7? Yes, it will. What sign is in front of the middle term? It's a minus. So I'm taking 2 minuses. Now remember, splitting this up. So what you'll have here is minus 2x and then minus 5x. Okay? You'll bring down the 5x squared. You'll bring down the plus 2. So then what you'll do is you'll take your different colour pen and you'll group the first two terms, because you have a long expression with 4 terms in it. So we look what the common factor here is. It's x. Okay, so what am I left with then is 5x minus 2. Because what are you multiplying x by to give you 5x squared? It'd be 5x. What do you multiply x by to give you minus 2x? It's minus 2. Now I need to get 5x minus 2 over here. Let's look at these two terms, minus 5x plus 2. The only common factor here is plus 1. But if I took out plus 1, what have I multiplied plus 1 by to give you minus 5x? It would be minus 5x, and that's not what I have here. So let's take out minus 1. So what are you multiplying minus 1 by to give you minus 5x? It would be just 5x, so plus 5x, which is what I have over here. Minus 1 multiplied by what will give me plus 2? It would be minus 2. And isn't that the same bracket as here? So that's like my highest common factor. So it's 5x minus 2 goes down first, and x minus 1. Okay, another example then would be to factorize. We'll say 5x squared minus 22a plus 8. Sorry, minus 22x. Why did I put down a? Right, again, we need to be careful, right? We're multiplying 5 by plus 8 because there's a coefficient other than 1 in front of x squared. So 5 times 8 is plus 40, okay? I need to remind myself what numbers or what signs are multiplied together will give me a plus. So it's a plus times a plus or a minus times a minus. I'm then getting the factors of 40 that will add together to give me 22. Forget about the sign in the middle for a second. So 1 times 40 will give me 40. 40 plus 1, does that give me 22? No, it doesn't. 2 times 20 will give me 40. 20 plus 2, will that give me 22? Yes, it will. What sign is in front of the middle number? It's minus. So I'm taking the two minuses. So that's minus and that's minus. Now remember, we're splitting this up. So it'll be minus 2x minus 20x. Now I just put it in order from the way it does here. I always do smallest by largest, and then put it in order like this, okay? I bring down the plus 5x squared. I bring down the plus 8. I take a different colour pen and I factorise. Okay, let's look at the first two terms that I have here. What's common? The only one is x, isn't it? So we'll have 5x minus 2. What do you multiply an x by to give you 5x squared? Now, I need to get 5x minus 2 over here. So let's look at 20 and let's look at 8. 2 will go into both. Is there anything higher? 4 will go into both. If I put down plus 4, I'll be left with minus 5x, but I need to get plus 5x. So let's put down minus 4. What do you multiply minus 4 by to give you minus 20x? It would be 5x. What do you multiply minus 4 by to give you plus 8? It will be minus 2. And that's the same as this bracket, so that goes down then. We 5x minus 2 and x minus 4. Okay, and I'm going to give you one more then as an example. Okay, so 6 then. So let's see. I think I had another example here. Okay, so factorize 10x squared minus 19x plus 6. Right, again, I've a number, or coefficient other than 1 in front of x squared, so I'm multiplying 10 by 6. So 10 by 6 will give me plus 60. I'm getting the factors then, or thinking about the signs first of all, that you'd multiply together to give you plus 60. So it'd be plus times a plus or minus times a minus. I'm getting the factors of 60 then that I'll add together to give you, that I multiply together to give you 60 and then add together to give you 19. Forget about this sign for a second. So we'll do 1 times 60 will give me 60. 60 plus 1, does that give me 19? No, it doesn't. 2 times 30. 30 times 2 will give me 60. 2 plus 30, that give me 19? No, it doesn't. Let's go again. We'll have 3 times 20. 20 plus 3, does that give me 19? No, it doesn't. Let's go again. 4 goes in. 4 times 15. 15 plus 4, does that give me 19? Yes, it does. I'll stop there then, right? What sign is in front of the middle number here? It's a minus. I'm taking the two minuses, right? So, split this up. And what we'll have here is minus 4x minus 15x. We'll bring down the 10x squared. We'll bring down the plus 6. Kind of didn't do that in our line there. Kind of messy looking. Sorry about that. So we'll group these two. Now, let's look at the first two terms. What's common? So to 10 and 4, 2 is common. And also to x squared and x is common. So what are you multiplying 2x by to give you 10x squared? You're multiplying it by 5x. What are you multiplying 2x by to give you minus 4x? It's minus 2. Okay, I need to get that over here. So I'm thinking again, if I take out a plus number, I'll be left with minus something x plus 6, and that's not what I want. So I'm going to take out minus. So what will be a factor of 15x and 6? It's only 3. So if I take out minus 3, what am I multiplying minus 3 by to give you minus 15x? It's 5x. What am I multiplying minus 3 by to give you plus 6? It's minus 2. Is that the same as this bracket? Yes, it is. So my factors then are 5x minus 2 and 2x minus 3. And that is your answer then for that one. Okay? So I'm going to give you a few questions of those to try then.